My child, wait, do not scroll away. Something is about to unfold that almost nobody ever gets to witness. There are moments in life that seem ordinary until one single sentence changes everything forever. This is one of those moments. Stay with me until the very end because every word connects to the next, and what you discover today may completely change the way you see this story. Imagine a quiet night. The room is almost silent except for distant laughter slowly fading into stillness. Your person has had far too much to drink. Their thoughts are no longer guarded. Their emotions are no longer hidden behind pride. Across the room, their brother notices something unusual. A phone rests on the table. The screen lights up for only a second, and there it is. Your photo. At first, nobody says a word. Your person's brother picks up the phone almost absent-mindedly. His expression changes. Not dramatically. Not loudly. Just enough for someone paying close attention to realize that something unexpected has happened. He stares at your picture longer than anyone expected. Seconds feel like minutes. Then he quietly leans closer and whispers something so softly that almost nobody hears it. Your person freezes. The atmosphere shifts. What could possibly be whispered about one photograph that would silence an entire conversation? Don't skip this moment. Every detail matters now. The brother looks at your picture once more, then looks directly at your person with eyes that seem to understand something far beyond appearances. It isn't about the way you look. It isn't about where you came from. It isn't even about the past. Somehow, looking at your photo reminded him of something he had been trying to ignore for a very long time. He whispers again. This changes everything. No one else in the room understands why those 4 words carry so much weight. Your person suddenly becomes unusually quiet. The joking stops. The laughter disappears. For the first time all evening, they are thinking clearly, not because of what they heard, but because of what they suddenly remembered. Have you ever wondered why certain people appear in our lives at exactly the right moment? What if some meetings are not accidents at all? What if one photograph can awaken a memory that has been asleep for years? Stay until the end because the next part of this story becomes even more unexpected. The brother gently places the phone back on the table but cannot stop looking toward your person. His expression is filled with certainty rather than confusion. Almost as if he has connected invisible pieces that everyone else overlooked. Your person quietly asks, "Why did you say that?" The brother smiles, but not the kind of smile that comes from amusement. It is the smile of someone who has finally understood a puzzle after searching for the missing piece for years. Instead of answering immediately, he simply says, "Sometimes we spend our lives looking everywhere, only to discover that what truly matters has been standing quietly in front of us all along." Those words settle into the room like echoes that refuse to disappear. What did he really mean? Why did your photo bring such a powerful realization? You are closer to the answer than you think. Something huge is waiting for you in this story. Don't leave now. Because what happens next isn't loud, it isn't dramatic, but it changes the direction of every conversation that follows. Sometimes the biggest turning points begin with nothing more than one photograph, one whisper, and one truth that can no longer remain hidden. A strange silence settled over the room, and somehow it felt louder than every conversation that had happened before it. Your person's brother slowly looked away from your photo, but the expression on his face refused to disappear. It was as if he had just remembered something that had been hidden in plain sight for years. Don't skip this part. Every sentence is leading toward the moment that changes everything. Stay till the end because something huge is waiting for you, and the next few moments connect directly to the whisper that stopped the entire room. Your person finally broke the silence with one simple question. What did you see? The brother didn't answer immediately. Instead, he looked around the room, took a slow breath, and quietly replied, I didn't just see a picture. I saw the reason you've never been able to move forward. Those words landed with unexpected weight. Nobody laughed. Nobody interrupted. Even the smallest sound seemed to disappear. For the first time that night, your person wasn't looking at the photo, they were looking at themselves through someone else's eyes. Before this story continues, tell me in the comments, your angel number. I always enjoy seeing how different numbers appear for different people. Now stay with me, because the next revelation changes everything. The brother gently placed the phone back onto the table and smiled with quiet certainty. You've been searching for answers in every direction, he said, but every answer has been pointing back to this one moment. Your person lowered their head, replaying countless memories that suddenly seemed different. Conversations that once felt ordinary now carried hidden meaning. Coincidences no longer looked like coincidences. Every small detail seemed connected by an invisible thread that had been there all along. Don't skip now. Stay till the end because the biggest discovery hasn't happened yet. Something huge is waiting for you, and when the final truth is revealed, you'll understand why one whisper was powerful enough to change an entire story forever. Just when everyone believed the conversation was over, your person's brother quietly reached for the phone one more time. He looked at your photo again, but this time he noticed something completely different. It wasn't your smile. It wasn't the background. It was the feeling the picture carried. He slowly whispered, "Now I understand why every path keeps leading back here." Your person looked stunned because those words matched a thought they had never shared with anyone. Don't skip this moment. Stay till the end because something huge is waiting for you, and every second from here brings the hidden truth closer than ever before. The room became so quiet that even the smallest movement felt important. Your person's brother looked directly into their eyes and said, "You keep calling this coincidence, but how many coincidences does it take before you finally call it a sign?" Those words settled deep inside your person's heart. Suddenly, forgotten memories returned one by one. Every unexpected meeting, every delayed message, every moment that seemed meaningless now formed one complete picture. It was as if invisible pieces had been connecting all along without anyone noticing. If this story is keeping your attention, write your angel number in the comments before you continue listening. I'm always amazed by the numbers people share. Now don't leave, because the biggest revelation is still ahead. Your person finally spoke in a calm voice, asking, "Why didn't you tell me this before?" The brother smiled gently and replied, "Because some truths only make sense when the right moment arrives. If I had told you earlier, you wouldn't have believed me." Those words changed the atmosphere completely. Your person picked up the phone, looked at your photo one more time, and for the first time that night, they weren't searching for answers anymore. They were beginning to understand them. Don't skip. Stay till the end because something huge is waiting for you, and the next part reveals the one sentence that no one in that room expected to hear, a sentence that will change the direction of this entire story. Nobody expected the next few seconds. Your person's brother slowly stood up, looked around the room, and quietly said, "There is one more thing I never told you." Every eye turned toward him. Even your person seemed unprepared for what was coming next. The silence felt different now. It was no longer filled with questions, it was filled with expectation. Don't skip this moment. Stay till the end because something huge is waiting for you, and the story is about to reveal the one detail that changes everything you thought you understood. He gently pointed toward your photo and said, "Every time your name came up, I noticed something about you that nobody else wanted to admit." Your person immediately asked, "What was it?" The brother smiled softly and answered, "Peace." Whenever people talked about you, the room became calmer. Whenever your picture appeared, people stopped pretending and started speaking honestly. That isn't something you can create. That's something people naturally feel. Those words echoed through the room. Suddenly, your person remembered dozens of forgotten conversations where your name had quietly changed the direction of everything. If this story is speaking to you, write your angel number in the comments before we continue. I always enjoy seeing the different numbers shared by this amazing community. And if these stories continue to encourage you and you'd like to help this channel reach even more people, you can support this journey with a super thanks of any amount. Every bit of support helps keep these stories coming. Thank you for being part of this family. Your person picked up the phone once again and looked at your photo with completely different eyes. It was no longer just a picture. It had become a reminder of every missed opportunity, every unspoken feeling, and every moment that quietly pointed toward the same truth. The brother then leaned in one final time and whispered, "Some people spend years searching for what has already been placed in front of them." Your person closed their eyes for a brief moment, and when they opened them again, everything had changed. Don't skip. Stay till the end because something huge is waiting for you. The final part will reveal the decision your person makes after hearing that unforgettable whisper, a decision that nobody in the room saw coming. The next morning felt completely different. The laughter from the previous night had disappeared, but the whispered words refused to leave your person's mind. They unlocked the phone again, found your photo, and stared at it much longer than before. This time they weren't looking for answers, they were looking for the feeling their brother had recognized before anyone else. Suddenly they remembered every conversation they had avoided, every opportunity they had postponed, and every quiet moment that now seemed connected. Don't skip this part. Stay till the end because something huge is waiting for you, and the final pieces are beginning to fall into place. Your person's brother walked into the room, noticed the photo still on the screen, and smiled knowingly. "I wondered how long it would take," he said. Your person looked up in surprise. "Take for what?" The brother replied, "For you to stop searching everywhere else and finally see what has been right in front of you." Those words carried a calm certainty that could not be ignored. For the first time, your person didn't argue. They simply nodded, as though a door had quietly opened inside their heart. If this story is keeping you with us, write your angel number in the comments. I love seeing how many different numbers bring this community together. And if these stories have been meaningful to you and you would like to help this channel continue reaching people around the world, you can support this journey with a super thanks of any amount, whether it's $8, $25, $50, or even $120. Every act of support helps keep these stories coming. Thank you for being part of this family. Before leaving the room, the brother paused at the doorway and spoke one final sentence. Remember, it wasn't the photo that changed everything. It was the truth you finally allowed yourself to see because of it. Your person looked down at your picture one last time, smiled quietly, and whispered, "Now I understand." In that simple moment, confusion became clarity, hesitation became confidence, and the story that began with one unexpected whisper reached a completely new beginning. But don't leave just yet. Stay till the end, because sometimes the greatest turning point isn't the whisper itself, it's the choice that follows after finally hearing it. Long after the conversation ended, one question continued echoing inside your person's mind: why did my brother react that way to one simple photograph? The answer refused to arrive all at once. Instead, it appeared through quiet moments that suddenly felt impossible to ignore. A familiar place. A familiar song. A familiar memory. Every small detail seemed to point back to the same realization. It was as though the whisper from that night had awakened something that had been waiting patiently for the perfect moment. Don't skip this part. Stay till the end because something huge is waiting for you, and the final revelation is closer than ever. Later that day, your person's brother found them sitting quietly, still looking at your picture. He smiled and said, "You're not searching for proof anymore, you're searching for courage." Those words stopped everything. Your person slowly lowered the phone and asked, "Did you know this all along?" The brother nodded gently. "I knew there would come a day when you would finally see beyond fear. Last night wasn't about the photo. The photo simply reminded you of the truth you had been carrying inside all this time." At that moment, your person realized the whisper had never been meant to create confusion. It had been meant to bring clarity. If this story has stayed with you until now, write your angel number in the comments. I always enjoy reading the different numbers shared by people from around the world. Don't leave yet. Stay till the end because the most meaningful part is still ahead. As the evening came to a close, your person picked up the phone one final time and smiled in a way they hadn't smiled before. There was no uncertainty left, only quiet understanding. The brother looked over and softly said, "Some moments change your life because someone finally says what your heart has always known." Those words became the true ending of that unforgettable night. The whisper, the photograph, the silence, and every unanswered question had all led to one simple discovery: sometimes the biggest change begins with the smallest sentence spoken at exactly the right moment. Don't skip the final seconds. Stay till the end because something huge has been waiting for you since the very first moment this story began, and perhaps the greatest revelation was never hidden in the whisper itself, it was hidden in the way it changed everything that came after. Just when it seemed there was nothing left to discover, your person's brother quietly revealed one final memory from that unforgettable night. He said, "There was one moment you don't remember." Your person looked up immediately. What moment? The brother took a slow breath and replied, after everyone stopped talking, "You looked at that photo one last time and whispered a promise. You may not remember saying it, but I do." Those words brought complete silence. Your person searched their own memory but couldn't recall it. Yet somehow, deep inside, it felt true. Don't skip this moment. Stay till the end because something huge is waiting for you, and the final pieces of this story are coming together in a way nobody expected. The brother continued, "You didn't speak loudly. You barely whispered. But you said, if life gives me one more chance, I won't ignore what my heart already knows." Hearing those words felt like opening a door that had remained closed for years. Suddenly everything from that evening made sense. The photo wasn't the miracle. The whisper wasn't the miracle. The miracle was the moment your person finally became honest with themselves. Every conversation after that night felt different because their heart was no longer running away from the truth. If this story has stayed with you until this point, write your angel number in the comments. I truly enjoy seeing the numbers that bring people together from all around the world. And don't leave now, because the biggest realization is still waiting for you. Your person's brother smiled gently and placed a hand on their shoulder. Sometimes, he said, life doesn't change because someone gives you a new answer. Life changes because someone reminds you of the answer that has always been inside you. Your person looked at your photo once more, but this time there was no confusion, no hesitation, and no unanswered question. There was only quiet confidence and a peaceful smile that hadn't appeared in a very long time. Don't skip these final moments. Stay till the end because something huge is waiting for you. The journey that began with one unexpected photograph and one unforgettable whisper has now become a story about clarity, hope, and the quiet power of seeing what was always there. Sometimes the greatest turning point arrives without noise, without celebration, and without warning. It begins with one sincere whisper that changes everything forever. One final detail remained hidden, and your person's brother had carried it in silence ever since that unforgettable night. He looked at your person and quietly said, "There is something I never told anyone because I knew the right moment would eventually come." Your person immediately leaned forward. Every emotion from that night returned in an instant. The room felt just as still as it had before. Don't skip this moment. Stay till the end because something huge is waiting for you, and the final revelation is closer than ever before. The brother reached into his pocket and placed the phone on the table again. He opened your photo and smiled with complete certainty. "Do you remember what happened just after I looked at this picture?" he asked. Your person slowly shook their head. The brother continued, "You stopped talking. You looked at this photo, closed your eyes for a few seconds, and for the first time all night, you looked completely at peace. That's when I realized something. It wasn't this picture that changed you. It reminded you of the person you always wanted to become." Those words settled into the silence like the missing piece of a puzzle. Suddenly every conversation, every hesitation, and every unanswered question from that night fit together perfectly. If this story has stayed with you until now, write your angel number in the comments. I always enjoy reading the amazing numbers shared by people from all around the world. Don't leave yet, because the most unforgettable sentence is still waiting for you. Your person's brother stood up, smiled, and spoke one final sentence that nobody in the room ever forgot. Years from now, you won't remember the noise from that night. You'll remember the quiet moment when one photograph reminded you who truly mattered. Your person looked at your photo once more, not with uncertainty, but with calm confidence. Every doubt had been replaced by understanding. Every question had found its answer. Don't skip these final moments. Stay till the end because something huge is waiting for you. The whisper that began as a mystery became the beginning of a completely different future, proving that sometimes one quiet sentence spoken at exactly the right time can change the direction of an entire life, and that is why your person's brother never forgot the moment he looked at your photo and whispered the words that changed everything. Everything finally came full circle when your person's brother quietly admitted something he had kept to himself from the very beginning. He looked directly at your person and said, "The truth is, I never whispered those words only for you to hear. I whispered them because I needed to hear them myself." The room fell completely silent. That single confession changed the meaning of everything that had happened that night. It was never about a random photograph. It was never about a coincidence. It was about a moment that helped everyone in the room see life from a completely different perspective. Don't skip this final chapter. Stay till the end because something huge is waiting for you, and the ending will connect every piece of this unforgettable story. Your person slowly smiled and picked up the phone one last time. Looking at your photo no longer brought uncertainty. Instead, it brought gratitude for the journey that had led to this moment. The brother quietly continued, "Sometimes we spend years searching for extraordinary signs while ignoring the quiet moments that already contain everything we need." Those words stayed in everyone's heart. Nobody rushed to speak because there was nothing left to prove. Every unanswered question from the beginning of the story had transformed into quiet understanding. If this story has stayed with you until the very end, write your angel number in the comments. I truly enjoy reading every number and seeing this amazing community come together from all over the world. And if these stories continue to encourage you and you'd like to help this channel keep reaching people around the world, you can support this journey with a super thanks of any amount, whether it's $8, $25, $50, or even $120. Every act of support helps these stories continue. Thank you for being part of this family. As everyone prepared to leave, your person's brother paused at the doorway and spoke one final sentence that nobody ever forgot. Years from now, you won't remember the noise, the laughter, or even the conversation. You'll remember the quiet whisper that helped someone finally see what had always been in front of them. Your person looked at your photo one last time, smiled peacefully, and gently locked the phone. There was no dramatic ending, no loud celebration, only a calm certainty that everything had changed. Don't skip these final seconds. Stay till the end because something huge has been waiting for you since the first moment of this story. Sometimes the greatest turning points arrive through the softest whispers, the simplest photographs, and the smallest moments that quietly transform an ordinary night into a memory that lasts forever. The story should have ended that night, but it didn't. Days later, your person's brother quietly revealed one final detail that no one had noticed before. He said, "There was one reason I couldn't stop looking at that photo." Your person immediately turned toward him, waiting for the answer they had been searching for since that unforgettable evening. The brother smiled and said, it wasn't because of what I saw, it was because of what I felt. Those words changed the meaning of every moment that came before. Don't skip now. Stay till the end because something huge is waiting for you, and the final truth is about to unfold in a way nobody expected. Your person remained silent, allowing every memory from that night to return one by one. The brother continued, sometimes a single moment reminds us of the person we are becoming, not the person we used to be. When I looked at that photograph, I realized you had been changing long before you noticed it yourself. Those words carried a quiet certainty that could not be ignored. Suddenly, your person understood why that whisper had felt so powerful. It had never been about predicting the future. It had been about recognizing a truth that had been quietly growing all along. If you've stayed with this story until now, write your angel number in the comments. I always enjoy reading the different numbers shared by this incredible community. Don't leave yet, because the ending you've been waiting for is only moments away. Your person's brother slowly stood, looked at your person one final time, and said, "Never underestimate a quiet moment. Loud memories fade, but peaceful truths remain." Your person smiled, locked the phone, and carried that lesson forward with a calm heart. The photograph was no longer just an image. It had become a reminder that clarity often arrives in silence, that understanding sometimes begins with a whisper, and that one honest conversation can change the direction of an entire journey. Don't skip these final moments. Stay till the end because something huge has been waiting for you since the very first sentence of this story. And perhaps the greatest surprise was never hidden inside the photograph at all, it was hidden inside the quiet change that took place within your person's heart the moment those unforgettable words were whispered. No one realized the biggest surprise was still waiting. Just as your person believed every question had finally been answered, their brother quietly reached into an old drawer and pulled out a folded note. It had been sitting there since the night everything changed. Your person looked at it with complete confusion. "What is that?" they asked. The brother smiled gently and replied, "I wrote this immediately after I looked at your photo because I didn't want to forget what I felt in that moment. Don't skip this part. Stay till the end because something huge is waiting for you." The next few moments reveal the final hidden piece that nobody saw coming. Your person carefully unfolded the note. Only one sentence was written across the page: "Some people enter your life to change your plans. Others enter your life to change your heart." The room became completely silent again. The brother explained, "That was the first thought that came into my mind when I looked at your picture. I couldn't explain it then, but I knew that one day you would understand why those words mattered." Suddenly every conversation from that unforgettable night became clearer than ever before. Every hesitation, every pause, every whisper had quietly led to this single realization. If this story has stayed with you until now, write your angel number in the comments. I always enjoy seeing the amazing numbers shared by people from around the world. Don't leave yet. Stay till the end because something huge is waiting for you, and one final truth remains. Your person's brother folded the note, handed it over, and softly said, "Keep this, because there will come a day when you'll need this reminder again." Your person held the note, looked at your photo one last time, and smiled with a peaceful confidence that hadn't existed before that remarkable night. The whisper was no longer a mystery. It had become a lesson that would never be forgotten. Don't skip these final moments. Stay till the end because something huge is waiting for you. Sometimes the most unforgettable stories are not built around loud moments or dramatic words. They begin with one photograph, one quiet whisper, one honest realization, and a simple truth that changes the way someone sees everything for the rest of their journey.